Hey everyone, Deja Drew here. Today we're going to be setting up a do-it-yourself tracking system for use in simulations of all kinds. Today we're going to be using it for Elite Dangerous, but it should also work with a number of other games. So the system that I'm going to be setting up is this one right here. Oh, hold on, let me get it at the right angle so you can see. There we are. So I made this myself. It was very easy. I'll provide a link at the bottom for the guide that I used. It's not my own design. A lot of people have made these and they've been kind enough to share how they did it, and this is the one I chose. So it's just a piece of cardboard wrapped in electrical tape, 3 little IR LEDs. They are radial LEDs, so when they're pointed pretty much at you, you can see them from any angle. Of course, right now you can't really see them, although if I turn it on, my camera has a little bit. You can see them slightly. See? They just show a little bit, but that's because this camera has a IR filter on it. So it's keeping out most of the infrared light. What you're also going to need is you'll need a infrared a cam that's got its infrared filter taken off so that it can pick up the infrared light. So also on here we've got a bat box, a switch, and then in between each of the connectors on the positive side is a 30 ohm 1/4 watt resistor. Again, this is only works with this specific setup, so if you use different type of battery or you do use different LEDs, you may need to calculate how much your resistors are going to need, the ohmage and wattage. I honestly don't know about that sort of stuff. I am not an electrical engineer. I did this as a do-it-yourself project, and I just used somebody else's settings, and it worked out great. So let's get this working. In another video, by the way, I'm going to actually go over how to make this. I'll go through step by step and show you how I built it so you can just have a guide while you build it yourself. But for now, I just wanted to show for those who have gone through with it and gotten it working, how to get it working, because it's kind of frustrating at first. So what a lot of people go through is they get a program called OpenTrack, and OpenTrack works okay. It's honestly just nowhere near as good as TrackIR actually is, and there's a program that's called Freetrack that I also have that works a lot better. It works very close to what you get with TrackIR. So I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. So if I press start, let's get it centered. All right. I don't have my head exactly in the right place, but you can already see it's tracking very well. I'm able to look up, down, left, right, and it's really keeping a very good job tracking my head. And then if I did the same thing in OpenTrack, right now it's going to look terrible. It's not even going to work. See, it's like, I don't even know why it's doing that, but again, I tried for a long time to get it working really well in OpenTrack, and I was disappointed compared to how well it looked in Freetrack. So I sat down and I tried to figure out how do I get this working, and finally came up with like a little hack to get it working. So let's show first where you get all this stuff. First thing you want to do is go to OpenTrack in Google, download this program. It's not in this list right here. What you need is down here, Windows Binary Builds. So click Windows Binary Builds. Then you're going to want to click on the most recent one, which in this case is 5 days ago. Click the tar XY file. That's going to download this file type to your downloads folder, wherever that may be. But maybe you don't know how to open that file type. The thing that you might want to do is download a program called WinRAR. And WinRAR is an extraction tool that opens almost anything. So go to WinRAR, click Downloads, grab the install that's right for you. In my case, it's the 64-bit 5.1 install. I've already got it installed, so I'm not going to do that, but just showing you how to get it open. So now you click your file. Oops, excuse me, ignore that. In my case, I had actually already downloaded it, so I'm going to click or go to where it is in my folder, excuse me, And I'm going to download or double click the first one. The reason why I'm doing that is because if you have these parentheses, it messes with how it's extracted. So here's my directory. It's a install directory, which is just all of the files that you need to run the program inside of it. So what I did is I just dragged this right into a folder on my D drive. In this case, oops, there we go. So D drive, just drag it right over, and rename it to probably I would rename it to OpenTrack. As you can see, I already have it right there, so I'm going to delete this. So open up OpenTrack, just keep that to the side for right now. Now you want to download and install a program called Freetrack. And Freetrack, the same thing, just type in Freetrack into Google, usually the best way to find anything. And go to the downloads page, click the installer, let it run through the install, and then run through the entire install process. Real quick, I'll just open it up so you see what it should look like, but again, I have got this already installed, so I'm not going to go through the whole process. Just install with its default settings. If you don't know any better on this stuff, that's what I did, because again, I'm not really an expert, I'm just trying to help people get this working. So, alright, now, once you have both pieces of software installed, you're going to open up OpenTrack. And once you have OpenTrack open, you just click Start. Alright, there we go. You can see it's tracking, even though it's doing a terrible job. Don't worry about that. Now you're going to open up the program that you're going to be tracking in. In this case, we're doing Elite Dangerous. So let me just log in and play. There we go. And what we're looking for is right over here in OpenTrack. There we go. It now says Elite Dangerous under the name of your webcam. So if it doesn't say Elite Dangerous by the time you get to this screen, that means it didn't work. So something went wrong. You have to try reinstalling it or close everything down and reopen it. It did take me a few tries to get it connected the first time, but once it did, it was really easy. So now that it's connected, we're going to click Stop. And we're going to open up Freetrack now. And basically this is where the hack comes into place. It's by clicking Start now in Freetrack, what I think it's doing is just fooling it into thinking that it's using the most recent version of Freetrack, whereas or of TrackIR, whereas this Freetrack version is pretty old and doesn't seem to communicate with newer stuff. But this works just fine. So now that I have the head tracking in here, just minimize all this stuff. Let's go to a combat scenario just to show that it actually works. And by the way, I didn't set anything inside of Elite Dangerous different. All I did was get this working, make sure it connected, and then the moment I opened up the game, it just worked. I think that's how most Freetrack games work. So now we're in the game. As you can see, it's got full motion. I can move backwards away from the camera. I can move forward towards the camera. As you can see there, backwards, forwards. I can move my head left, I can move it right, up, down, and it's doing a pretty good job. I have not messed with these settings. What you're going to want to do to get it even smoother is, let me just exit out the program and bring back up Freetrack. Oops, it's already running. By the way, if it's not showing, it's going to be down here. It's going to be this green light right here. Just click Restore. And the way to get this working better is mess with the point size diameter. Make sure you get your most frame rates you can out of your cam. And what I do is I go into cam control and turn my exposure to like -6 or -5. Make sure that it is not on auto expose. You don't want auto expose, you want it to be fixed. And then I mess with these settings quite a bit. It's going to be different every cam, but you'll see that there's these little dots over here, and as long as they show up consistently, it's going to work well. So if you get these 3 green lights right here, you're doing it right, and just keep messing with it till it's right. The next thing you're going to want to do is go into curves. All I did for these, I right-clicked, I set it to small soft, and then I dragged the last value all the way over to the right, which was just grabbing this little dot and like dragging it left and right. That just gives me full 180-degree control. And in profile, you want to set each of these to the level of sensitivity. So that's the amount that it multiplies your head motion. My yaw is 1.5, pitch is 1.3, roll is 0.4, X is 0. Although I'm not sure why I did that. I think I want it to be like 0.4 for Y, 0.4 for Z. That's actually how your head physically moves in the scene. And then I also have it the capability of rolling my head, which is really cool. So it gives you the ability to move around in ways that you normally wouldn't have the ability to in games. So that's it. That's all you need to do to get Freetrack working with Elite Dangerous, as well as other games that support TrackIR. Hopefully this stands, and hopefully it doesn't cause many problems. I have only tested this on my machine and one other, so I'm sure that there's some problems with this hack. It's definitely not the most elegant solution, but it does work, and it gives you a great way to use tracking motion, just like TrackIR, for total of like 20 to 30 bucks as opposed to paying 150 to $250, which I know, at least for me, was a little outside of my price range for something as simple as this. Then again, you know, I'm going to eventually buy myself an X55 and probably get Freetrack the full, or TrackIR the full version, just to support them. But that will be when I'm a richer man. So hope this helps everybody. Please follow me and subscribe. I'm at Deja Drew with an U on Twitter, and that link's below as well. And also hit me up on Twitch, which is twitch.com/Deja Drew, all one word. Thanks again. Have a great day, folks. I will be sending you another video soon on how to actually build the do-it-yourself head tracker, so that you can see step by step how easy it is. You know, I'm no electrician. I'm no I don't know really anything about that sort of stuff, and I was still able to do it very easily. It did take me two tries though, so I do recommend getting some extra parts before you do it. So I'll be back soon. Thank you so much. Bye.